This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Taxi Cab Union President Wesley Ferguson revealed the statement by the Ministry of Transport and Housing on ending the rental of taxi plates is concurrent with the union and Road Traffic Controller Commander Bertram Boleg, who has met with the Minister of Transport Jobeth Kobe Davis. Mr. Ferguson says the minister is doing a good job in the effort of providing taxi cab drivers with their own taxi plates, with up to 65% of taxi drivers now owning their own franchises.
In essence, they were operating somebody else's plate in the estate of. So it means that they cannot go to the bank and get a loan for a business loan because the business license is not in their name. If in the event of there's an accident, they can't get paid from the insurance company because the business is not their own. So although they were not leasing, it was given to them by the controller to operate until such time as this. So now we have reached that juncture where now the Minister of Transport is now going to pull the trigger on that project to give these taxi drivers some relief so those plates could be turned over in their name completely. So what they have done is gazetted these papers in a daily newspaper for a period of, I think, about 90 days. And you will have, if you have any claim, legitimate claim to one of these taxi plates, it might have been a family member owned, or it might have been a reason why your taxi plate wasn't on the road and that appears on this list. You have 90 days to go into the road traffic department, see the controller, and state your case. If you don't have a legitimate claim to this plate, the person who's operating in the estate of will be issued that particular plate.
President Ferguson says the union initiated a mandate to increase the number of business owners involved in the taxicab industry, whereas before it was operators renting taxi plates from people no longer involved in the industry. He added, it is an exciting time for taxicab drivers.
You only had about 15% taxi drivers who were operating in the industry with their own taxi plates. Okay, so it was our mandate to change that because you can't make any effective changes if more than two-thirds of your membership or your people in the industry don't own the industry. So in order to make an effective change and to be relevant in this time, you have to have ownership. And that's what the minister is seeking to do, make taxi drivers owner of the industry, and so they could be more comfortable working, so they could regulate themselves financially, physically, mentally. All of that is taken into consideration when you become an owner of a taxi cab. And the thing of it, the taxi cab is so diverse that it doesn't have a time limit in which you could use it. As long as you are physically able to operate a taxi cab effectively, you always have a job. So basically, it's a lifetime job.
President Ferguson revealed that roughly 130 taxi plates have been gazetted this past week. He added, if people do not claim their license plates in 90 days, then it will be bestowed to a new owner. In a statement released on Thursday evening by Leah Carr, representing the Bahamas National Trust, the BNT, she says the BNT notes recent comments attributed to Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper, about a proposed development in South Long Island. Mr. Cooper referenced in a newspaper article the approval of a 10,000-acre, $250 million project with a water park and cruise element, along with a nature reserve, which has the support of the Bahamas National Trust. Well, the Bahamas National Trust wishes to clarify that the article referenced elements of two separate projects, one of which does not have the support of the BNT. The BNT statement says they have been engaged with the landowner for the Salinas project, which covers the area formerly known as the Diamond Crystal Salt Works. The 10,000-acre property includes wetlands, coppers, and sandy shore habitats, and is home to a variety of wildlife, including flamingos, osprey, and numerous species of scalefish. BNT says the landowner recognizes the value of the site both culturally and ecologically, and determined more than 8,000 acres would be set aside as a natural reserve, which the BNT supports in principle, but is still awaiting the environmental impact assessment before offering its official review. Ms. Carr noted that Salinas project does not include the development of a water park or cruise port, and that BNT is aware of a separate proposed development for South Long Island that does have a cruise element to it. The BNT wishes to clarify that it has no details about this second proposed development and does not support the expansion of the cruise industry, specifically as it relates to these southern islands and pristine areas. And finally, the Bahamas' only crowdfunding platform, Arawak X, launched its fourth investable company, Tropical Gyros, on Tuesday, June 7th, and just over 2 weeks later, they have raised 37% of the minimum target, $320,000, that would allow the Caribbean Greek fusion takeout to expand and eventually be sold as a more healthy fast food franchise. With more on a healthier approach to fast food, we go to this next report.
So far, Tropical Gyros has raised $117,000 on the way to their minimum $320,000, with 76 days left for Bahamians who believe the restaurant can become a successful franchise both locally throughout the Family Islands and internationally throughout the Caribbean and the United States to invest at arawakx.com. In addition to great tasting menu items, Tropical Gyros owner Chef Culmer believes their menu is more healthier than the popular American fast food franchises here in the Bahamas.
95% of our food is cooked on a grill. The grilling cooking method, of course, is much healthier than foods cooked in deep fried. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, we use fresh ingredients. We use boneless, skinless thigh meat as our main ingredient, and we use a lot of healthy alternatives. So there's not a lot of sodium-based stuff. I use very little salt in my recipes. I have other ingredients to enhance the flavor without having to use a lot of salt products. And it's not processed. A lot of our fast food offerings that we get from, especially the American, a lot of food is processed. And the cooking method, provides for a more healthier option.
Chef Culmer says to aid in the consistency of the menu items, a portion of the funds raised will go towards building a production distribution center where all of their spices, healthy dressings, and sauces will be developed and sent to the various franchises. He shared some of the more popular items on the Tropical Gyros menu and the competitive prices.
The signature dish, the signature gyro is always the jerk chicken. That is the number one seller, and the number two seller in our menu offerings is actually our jerk chicken salad. Women loved it, and now men are really gravitating towards it too because it's very healthy, it's filling, and of course it comes with all the accoutrements that we offer with our sauces and dressings. And the price point is very reasonable. Well, our jerk chicken salad is, we use green leaf lettuce, red bell peppers, tomatoes, onions, mangoes, feta cheese, and of course any topping, the jerk chicken topping on it, and that's only like $13.
Even before the franchising process begins, Tropical Gyros plans to open 3 new locations on Prince Charles, Carmichael, and Cable Beach to prove to franchisees that the brand can be successful. He says it is the many testimonials that help to keep him motivated and fuel his belief in a successful franchise.
I'll tell you this, I had a lady approach me I went to a Teacher of the Year celebration, and the lady said to me, she teaches at CHV, she said she lost 65 pounds eating my salads every day. And so when I hear stuff like that really makes me feel good, because I think that a lot of the stuff that we're offering is healthy. We have shrimp, we have salmon, we have the veggie.
Chef Culmer has assembled a dynamic board of directors that will help guide the company and protect the investors' money. If you are not familiar with Tropical Gyros and thinking about investing, Chef Culmer invites you to visit the restaurant at the corner of Rosetta and Mackey Streets. Meanwhile, Arawak X hopes to bring 12 new businesses to investors before the end of 2022.
And that'll do it for your JCN Evening News. Once again, I'm Torino Saunders. Thanks for joining us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.